my channel Hans Commerce Tutorial for the lectures on commerce, accounts, finance and management. My suggestion to you, before watching the video, please go to the description below my video. You'll find a link there. Take a printout of the problems given in the link and keep it ready before watching the video so that you can be able to understand the problem, the solution and the explanation to get the maximum benefit from the lectures. Thank you. Come on, we'll start the 20th problem. Problem number 20. The CMD Limited has the following specific cost of capital along with the indicated book and market value weights. So we are given three types of capital: equity, preference and long-term debt. Cost of capital is 18%. 18% or 0.18 both mean same. 0.15 15%, 0.07 7%. Book value weights 0.5, 0.2, 0.3. Market value weights 0.58, 0.17, 0.25. Here in this problem amounts are not given. So we have to calculate the WACC only by using proportions or weights. Calculate the WACC using book value weights and market value weights. First question. Second question, calculate the WACC using marginal weights if the company intends to raise the needed funds using 50% long-term debt, 35% preference and 15% retainer. So we have to calculate WACC for the existing capital and also for the new capital which is intended to be raised in future. Right? So pehla question, we have to find out the WACC using the present values, using book value weights and market value. Come on, we'll start now. 20th problem. Problem number 20. Calculation of WACC. A point. Using book value weights. Using book value weights. Type of capital. Then second is book value weights. Then next one is specific cost. Then last one is WACC. Without applying any formula, directly we can get equity, preference, long-term debt. So book value. The book value weights are 0.5, 0.2, 0.3. It is 1. Then the specific cost are 0.18, 0.15 and 0.07. Now if you multiply, you will get 0.09. Here 0.2 into 0.15 is 0.03. 0.3 into 0.07, you will get 0.021. The total you will get 0.141. Using book value weights is equal to 0.141 or 14.1%. That's it. So we have completed WACC using book value weights. Now B, using market value weights. Using market value weights. Type of capital. Market value weights. Specific cost. WACC. equity, preference, long-term debt. Weights are given in the problem 58, 17, and last one 25. The specific costs are 0.18, 0.15, 0.07. Now multiply. 0.58 into 0.18, you will get 1044. Next, 0.17 into 0.15, 0.0255. 0.25 into 0.07, 0.0175. The total is 1474. WACC using market value weights is equal to 0.1474 or 14.74%. If you multiply by 100, you will get in percentage. So 2 bits completed. Last bit is calculation of WACC using marginal weights. यानी फ्यूचर कैपिटल रेज करने के लिए WACC क्या होगा? Type of capital, marginal weights. Specific cost. Now we'll take type of capital. The type of capital required is first of all 50% long-term debt. 50% का मतलब 0.5 and 35% preference 0.35 and 15% retained earnings. Now specific cost. For long-term debt, the specific cost is 0.07. For preference, the specific cost is 0.15. And for retained earnings, it is not given. But remember, the specific cost of retained earning will normally be equal to the cost of equity. Cost of equity and cost of retained earning will be equal. So cost of equity is 0.18. We'll take 0.18. Cost of equity or cost of retained, normal circumstances are the same. Then multiply 0.5 into 0.07, 0.035. Then 0.35 into 0.15, it is 0.0525. 0.15 into 0.18, it is 0.0270. The total is 0.1145. That's it. Now we can write WACC using marginal weights is equal to 0.1145 or 11.45%. 11.45%. That's it. So in this problem we have calculated WACC only using proportions, not amounts. No formula is required. Simply multiply the proportion with the specific cost. Proportion will be multiplied with the specific cost. Now, 21st, problem number 21. See the problem number 21. In considering the most desirable capital structure for a company, the following estimates of the cost of debt and equity capital after tax have been made at various levels of debt equity mix. So finding out the most desirable capital structure. एक कंपनी को सही कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर बनाना है जिसमें दो टाइप के कैपिटल है, इक्विटी और डेट. तो कितना परसेंटेज इक्विटी, कितना परसेंटेज डेट रखना है, दैट्स व्हाट वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट. नाउ डेट एज अ परसेंटेज ऑफ टोटल कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. दीज आर द परसेंटेज ऑफ डेट्स. खाली दो ही कैपिटल है यहां पर, डेट है और इक्विटी है. वी डोंट हैव एनी प्रेफरेंस, वी डोंट हैव एनी रिटेन अर्निंग्स, ओनली डेट एंड इक्विटी. तो 0% डेट का मतलब 100% इक्विटी. 10% इज द डेट, means 90% equity. 20% debt, so 80% equity. So only one is given percentage of debt in the total capital employed. Cost of debt KD 5 like that. Cost of equity KE. You are required to determine the optimal debt equity mix for the company by calculating composite cost of capital. Composite cost of capital means WACC. WACC मालूम करके ये मालूम करेंगे कि कितना डेट इक्विटी मिक्स ऑप्टिमल है, यानी कितना परसेंटेज डेट रखना, कितना परसेंटेज इक्विटी रखना. एग्जांपल 30%. अगर यहाँ 30% मालूम हो गया तो इसका मतलब 30% शुड बी डेट एंड 70% शुड बी इक्विटी. दिस इज द ऑप्टिमल डेट इक्विटी मिक्स. ये एग्जांपल है. तो पहले हम WACC मालूम करेंगे हर एक के लिए. जब 0 डेट 100% इक्विटी है तो WACC कितना है. When 10% डेट 90% इक्विटी है तो WACC कितना है. For each of the percentage of debt we calculate what is the WACC. जहां पर WACC कम से कम मिनिमम रहेगा, that debt equity mix will be called optimal debt equity mix. That's it. This is problem number 21. Calculation of composite cost of capital. Composite cost of capital means WACC. Debt as a percentage of capital employed. Cost of debt. Cost of equity K. Then we have composite cost of capital. This is nothing but WACC. We are given 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now see here, KD, cost of debt is given in the problem. KD is 5. Here also 5, here also 5. Then 5.5. Then 6. 6.5. Last one 7. Next one 12, 12. 12.5. 13. 14, 16, 20. This is the information given in the problem. इसका मतलब क्या होता है, केयरफुली देखिए. जब 0% डेट है और 100% इक्विटी है तो ईयर 10 पे कॉस्ट ऑफ डेट 5% रहेगा, कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी 12% होगा। अगर डेट इंक्रीज कर दिया 0% से बढ़ाकर 10% कर दी, सपोज इफ द कंटेंट ऑफ डेट इन द टोटल कैपिटल इज 10%, तो 100 रुपीज अगर टोटल कैपिटल है तो उसमें 10 रुपीज डेट है, तो बाकी का 90 रुपीज इक्विटी है। तो 10% डेट 90% इक्विटी अगर होगा तो सेम 5% कॉस्ट ऑफ डेट एंड 12% कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी। और डेट बढ़ा देंगे, डेट बढ़ा के 20% कर देंगे, 20% डेट एंड 80% इक्विटी। अगर ऐसा हो गया तो 5% इज द केडी एंड 12.5% इज द केई। 30% डेट कर दिए तो 5.5 केडी हो गया, 13% केई। 40% डेट, 60% इक्विटी, 6% एंड 14%, 50-50। यानी पूरे कैपिटल में आधा डेट आधा इक्विटी अगर हो गया, 6.5 इज द केडी एंड 16 इज द केई। अगर और डेट बढ़ा दिए, 60% डेट 40% इक्विटी अगर रखे तो 7% इज द केडी and 20% is K. So what do you observe from this? As the debt content increases, the risk of the business increases. ये कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर में पढ़े थे हम। जैसा जैसा डेट कंटेंट बिजनेस में बढ़ाते जाएंगे वैसा रिस्क बिजनेस में बढ़ता जाएगा। जितना ज्यादा डेट रहेगा उतना ज्यादा रिस्क, और बिजनेस जब रिस्की बनता जाएगा तो मार्जिनल कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल डेफिनेटली विल इंक्रीज। अब जैसा जैसा नए लेंडर्स जो रहेंगे वो लोग बोलेंगे पहले से कंपनी में रिस्क ज्यादा है, लिहाजा वो इन्वेस्ट करने से पहले बोलते हैं हमको ज्यादा रिटर्न चाहिए। हायर द रिस्क हायर द रिटर्न, व्हेन दे आर अंडरटेकिंग मोर रिस्क दे वांट हायर रिटर्न। सो जैसा जैसा डेट कंटेंट बढ़ते जाएगा द केडी एज वेल एज केई बोथ विल इंक्रीज। दैट इज आवर ऑब्जर्वेशन। नाउ वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट कंपोजिट कॉस्ट। 0% डेट, 0% डेट, डेट कुछ भी नहीं है, और केडी कितना है 5%, तो 0 into 5 प्लस 100%, 100% का मतलब 1 होगा, 100% का मतलब 1। कितना परसेंटेज इक्विटी है 12 into 12, 0 into 5 is 0, 1 into 12 is 12, तो composite cost of capital WACC will be 12. We are multiplying the specific cost with proportion. Specific costs are 5%, 12%, and proportions are 0 and 1. Now we'll come to the next one. 10% is the debt, so 0.1, 0.10 into what is the cost of debt 5%, plus when 10% is the debt 90%, 0.90 into what is the cost of equity 12. Similarly 20% debt will take 0.20 into cost of debt 5 plus 80%, 0.80 into 12.5. 30% debt 0.30 into 5.5 plus 0.70 into 13. Similarly 40%, 0.40 into 6 plus 0.60 into 14. Similarly 0.50 into 6.5 plus 0.50 into 16. Last one 0.60 into 7 plus 0.40 into 20. That's it. अब जैसा फर्स्ट वन में आ गया 12%. Second 0.1 into 5 is 0.5 plus 0.9 into 12. See here, 0.9 into 12 you will get 10.8. 10.8. 0.5 plus 10.8 it is 11.3. 11.3. Similarly 0.2 into 5 is 1. 0.2 into 5 is 1 plus 0.8 into 12.5. 0.8 into 12.5 that is equal to 10. Both combined together it will be 11. It will be 11. Similarly 0.3 into 5.5. 0.3 into 5.5, you are getting 1.65 plus 0.7 into 13, 0.7 into 13, you are getting 9.1. So 9 plus 1, 10.75. Here you will get 10.75. Next one, 0.4 into 6, 0.4 into 6, 2.4. 2.4 plus 0.6 into 14, you are getting 8.4. So 10.80. Here 0.5 into 6.5, 3.25. 3.25 plus 0.5, 16 into 0.5 is 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 11.25. Last one, 0.6 into 7, 4.2. 0.4 into 20, that is 8, 12.2. That's it. Now, it is asking you to find out the most optimal debt equity mix. ये पूरे debt equity mix में कौन सा optimum है, कौन सा better है, कौन सा अच्छा है. तो whichever debt equity mix which has lowest WSCC, lowest weighted average cost of capital. Here WSCC 12, 11.3, 11, 10.75, 10.8, 11.25, 12. सब में कम कौन सा इसमें? Which is the lowest? 10.75. 10.75 is the lowest. For which debt equity mix we have 10.75? 30%. 30% debt, 70% equity. अगर ये debt equity mix है तो WSCC सब में कम है. सब में कम है 10.7. Therefore, optimal debt equity mix is 30% debt and 30% debt and 70% equity. 30% debt and 70% equity. Since in this case the WACC will be minimum, that is 10.75%. That's it. So this problem is completely different. Finding out the optimal debt equity mix. So we are given some percentage of debt in the total capital employed. KD is given, KE is given. So multiply the proportion with specific cost to get WACC. That's it. Now, the next problem is 22nd. 22nd problem is similar to 21st one. ABC Limited is planning for the most desirable capital structure. The cost of debt after tax and equity capital at various levels of debt equity mix are estimated below. So exactly similar. 21st problem में भी जैसा debt as a percentage of total capital employed दिया था. Now also it is given 0, 20, 40, 50, 60. 0% debt का मतलब 100% equity. 20% debt 80% equity. 40% debt 60% equity. 50-50. 60% debt तो 40% equity. ये proportion दे दिया और KD दे दिया, KE दे दिया. Determine the composite cost of capital. This is the composite cost of capital for each level of debt. Identify the most optimal debt equity mix. अब ये WSCC कैलकुलेट करके आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि which is the most optimal debt equity mix. तो whichever is the lowest. जहाँ WSCC lowest रहेगा वो उसको कहेंगे optimal debt equity mix. अब जैसा यहाँ पर lowest 10.75 है, 10.75 किसके अगेंस्ट में है? 30% के अगेंस्ट में. तो इसका मतलब optimal debt equity mix 30% debt, 70% equity. उसी तरह आपको यहाँ पर भी सेम करना है, सेम टेबल बनाएंगे, सेम कैलकुलेशन करेंगे. So 22nd problem I am giving you for your practice. इसका आंसर लिख लीजिए 22nd problem. Write the answer because you can compare it. 0, 20, 40, 650, and 60. इसका WACC आएगा 15, 14, 14.4, 15.5, 16.4. These are the WACC composite cost you will get. So what is the lowest among these? 14% is the lowest. सब में कम WACC 14% है, तो किसके अगेंस्ट में है ये? 20% के अगेंस्ट में. तो your ultimate conclusion, the optimal debt equity mix is 20% debt, 80% equity. Since in this case the composite cost of capital is the lowest, that is 14%. So you can copy down this answer for your verification. Next, 23rd problem. Problem number 23. Excel Industries Limited has assets of rupees 1,60,000 which have been financed with 52,000 debt and 90,000 equity and a general reserve of 18,000. देखिए, ये कंपनी में टोटल एसेट्स आर 1,60,000 और इसमें 3 लॉन्ग टर्म फंड्स है. कौन से 52,000 डेट है, 90,000 इक्विटी है और जनरल रिजर्व 18,000. ये रिटेन अर्निंग्स. द फर्म्स टोटल प्रॉफिट आफ्टर इंटरेस्ट एंड टैक्सेस फॉर द ईयर एंडेड 31st March 99 were 13,500. This is the profit after paying interest and taxes. So we can take PAT, profit after taxes, that is 13,500. It pays 8% interest on borrowed funds, rate of interest on debt 8%, and is in 50% tax bracket. It has 900 equity share of 100 each, selling at a market price of 120 each. तो कंपनी के पास 900 शेयर है और एक शेयर 100 रुपये का है and selling market price उसका 120 रुपीज है. What is the WACC? Now see here. WACC कैलकुलेट करने के लिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी रिक्वायर द स्पेसिफिक कॉस्ट, लेकिन स्पेसिफिक कॉस्ट प्रॉब्लम में नहीं दिया. तो फर्स्ट वी फाइंड आउट द स्पेसिफिक कॉस्ट, देन ओनली वी कैन कैलकुलेट WACC. फर्स्ट वी कैलकुलेट स्पेसिफिक कॉस्ट. तो दिस इज प्रॉब्लम नंबर 23. Calculation of specific cost. A cost of debt KD. First we calculate cost of debt KD. KD after tax is equal to I by NP into 1 minus T into 100. I is equal to, what is the rate of interest given? 8% on debt. The debt is 52,000 is equal to, similarly NP, net proceeds on issue is rupees 52,000. No flotation cost, no discount, nothing. T is equal to tax rate. Tax rate is given as 50%. So 8% of 52,000, 52,000 into 8%, 4,160. Now KD after tax is equal to 4,160 divided by 52,000 into 1 minus 0.5 into 100. KD is equal to 4%. KD is equal to 4%. Got it. Come on. Now we calculate B point. Cost of equity K. Cost of equity